Hey everybody, Doug the CrocGardener here alongside my sidekick, Kid Croc. Today we're going to go over what tomatoes we are going to plant in the garden this year. We have several varieties, some of them that are new. We got a lot of them that are new. And we have some of our old faithful here as well. So we're going to go through the ones that are our old faithful ones first, and then we'll go through some of the new ones. We probably do have quite a few varieties, probably too many varieties. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
We like to see what's what, but this is how we get our old faithful tomatoes. So, without further ado, we're gonna start off with the granddaddy of them all, the old faithful. That's the Sans Marzano tomatoes. I love these guys. These guys are great for doing. Yeah, I got some in there. These guys are great for doing sauces and canning. They're not real big ones.
Matt, CrocGardener, did we use that?
Yeah, we got these last year.
Wait, we used those to make the ketchup.
Yeah, we did. We did make the ketchup out of these.
We're gonna have to make some more.
These guys aren't real big, but they're a good size plum tomato. They're really meaty. They're like very similar to Aroma. The only difference between these and Aroma is that these are a indeterminate tomato. Aromas are usually determinate. So determinate means that it grows up to a certain height and then it puts out its fruit all at once. Indeterminate keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, like this guy right here, and it puts out its fruit along the way. So you keep getting fruit over the whole year. So most of our tomatoes here that we got are indeterminate tomatoes. I just like having the fruit all the way throughout the harvest. Usually we start getting the fruits in July, and then that lasts until October or so. So the next one we have is very similar to the Sans Marzano, and that's the red sausage tomato. These guys are very similar in terms of meatiness. They are just a little bit bigger than these Sans Marzano. Sooner or later, this red sausage is going to replace the Sans Marzano because it's less picking and less coring and less skinning, and you get just as much meat from them. So we like these guys very much.
What, you said they get meat to you?
Meaty, like all the, instead of having a lot of juice in the tomato,
it's
the parts that you eat, the meat of tomatoes.
The
meat. So the next one we have is something that was new to us last year, and it was something that I'm going to probably hold dear in my heart for a little while yet because it won me a big tomato challenge. If you haven't done so, go check out hashtag Big Tomato Challenge 2025.
No, don't show them what it is, because then they may use it.
Well, this is the one that won it last year. We're not going to use it. We already put our video out on that.
Why did they use it? And whoever's watching, why did they use it?
They can use it. This is a good tomato. This tomato produces big tomato, big juicy tomatoes. I think the tomatoes that we got last year, the big one I had was almost 2 pounds. They are a reddish pinkish tomato. They are very tasty, very good for slicing. This is another indeterminate tomato. I just like these guys because they just put on big fruits. Also great for canning as well.
Hey, can we do my favorite one first?
Yeah, we can do your favorite one first. Which one are you gonna do first?
I like this one.
You're gonna do this one, the granny. These are all the new ones that we're gonna try out this year to see what we like. Let's see if we can add to our garden here. By the way, I should also note that the Sans Marzanos, they are a heirloom tomato. The big Mrs. Maxwell's big Italian tomato is an heirloom. And the red sausage, I am not sure if it's heirloom or if it's I have to look it up if that's heirloom or if that's a hybrid, but I believe it's an heirloom.
I'm not sure. I don't know what day it was, but it was one day he told us, me and my brother, to go out there to pick tomatoes, but he said he would give us $5 if whoever could pick the most tomatoes, but he didn't really give us $5.
You guys got money for that.
We only got 2.
No, because you guys weren't out there very long that day, probably.
Yeah. We got way too much.
Anyways, Kid Croc's like this granny control tomato. This guy is like a pinkish reddish tomato. It's going to be very similar to the Mrs. Maxwell's Big Italian. We're going to try that guy out. We have we got a couple of big boys here. We're hoping for, anyways.
This is the one I was using for my tomato challenge, I think.
Yep. So this guy here, this guy definitely is a heirloom tomato. It is also an indeterminate tomato.
I want to look at.
We have the giant Belgium tomato. This is an heirloom tomato. It is a indeterminate tomato. It can get about up to 2 pounds. This is Kid Croc's 2025 Tomato Challenge tomato.
It says
it should be a very big tomato.
And it's supposed to weigh 2 pounds.
On the other side of things, I'm doing a hybrid tomato this year. I'm doing Big Zack. This guy is supposed to produce huge tomatoes. So this guy is also a indeterminate tomato. We're going with a lot of pink tomatoes this year. So we come from a German community, so we're going to try this German pink tomato. It's an heirloom tomato. It's an indeterminate tomato. Supposed to be excellent for canning, slicing, and juicing. So we'll see.
These look so good.
Oh, and these do look pretty good. This is the tomato prairie fire. This is basically a crisp, juicy tomato with intense flavor. It's got plum fruits. This is an heirloom, and it's also an indeterminate. So it's got a little bit of orange and red in it. That's going to be looking cool.
Yeah.
We got a Fried Save packet from Baker Creek. That's a Bertano tomato. Basically, this guy is supposed to be, it's an orange tomato. It kind of gives you like a little orange fruits. It's supposed to be really tasty. It's supposed to be larger than an aroma. This is a heirloom and an indeterminate tomato as well.
Dad, you can even show them. It's a free gift, it says.
Yeah, it says on the back, free gift. The next one is a free gift as well from Season Such.
Ooh.
So this is the Saucy Lady.
Saucy Lady.
So I'm really interested in this one to see how well these do. See if these guys are good sauce tomatoes. I'm not sure if this is an heirloom or a indeterminate or determinate tomato, so we'll have to look that up as well.
Now, which one you want to do next? That one?
So the next two that we have are cherry tomatoes. I typically don't do too many cherry tomatoes because they're a pain to pick. But this year we're gonna do some cherry tomatoes because I did like snacking on them. This guy right here, it's a hybrid Sun Sugar tomato. So this guy should be very similar to the Sun Gold tomatoes that I've usually had in the past. I decided to try something different this year, so we will see how well this guy works out.
Why does this one look like it's like grapes or some reason? Because it shows purple.
You do that one. What's that one called?
It's called the Blueberries Tomato.
Blueberries tomato. So yeah, this one is also another little cherry tomato. So hopefully we'll get some fruits out of this guy too. So we'll see. We'll see how well those work. I'm interested to see what those taste like. Oh, and I forgot 2 of them that we tried out last year that we're gonna try again this year. I feel like we didn't give them a chance.
This
I got
this was from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I got a couple seeds from Instagram from this guy called Poodles and Produce.
You should go check
he does
him
a
out.
lot of tomatoes, and we got some Ehrlich Ochre tomatoes. These guys were a heirloom tomato, indeterminate as well. These guys turned out fantastic last year. I just didn't pick enough of them, but when they came on, they came on good. This other one is the Rebel Starfighter Prime tomato. These guys also looked pretty fantastic. I did have a taste of one. This was pretty good. The problem with these was I was not sure when they were ripe, and that was hard for me to pick them when they were ripe. Because,
he's like, is it ripe or is it not ripe?
Yeah,
is it ripe or
and
is
then
it
they got way too ripe. So, yeah. So that's what we are. That's what we're gonna plant this year, guys. So, what tomatoes are you guys planning on planting this year? Do you think anybody's gonna come up with a Big Zack? I know a couple people are going to do a couple Big Zack. I bet nobody's going to do a giant Belgium. What do you think?
Whoever's copying what I did last year. If you win, I'm gonna be mad because I just don't like that tomato because
That orange accordion.
whoever does the orange accordion, they win.
You think so? Yeah, this is what Kid Croc grew last year in the Big Tomato Challenge. He had a pretty good sized tomato too. The problem with these guys is they had a little bit of a hollow inside on them, so they didn't weigh as much.
They didn't weigh.
So he decided to do something different this year with his challenge, which I think he's going to work out pretty good this year.
I did a different color.
So let us know in the comments down below, what are you guys growing this year? Do you guys have any new varieties that you think I should try out in the garden? I tried to stay away from some of the dark tomatoes because I don't know when to pick them. Yeah. But maybe I need to learn how to do that. Maybe I just need to squeeze them and see how well they are. I don't know. But that's one thing I try to stay away from. Maybe if you guys got a tip there, I'd appreciate it. But do you guys like what we're doing here? What should they do?
Subscribe, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, which it's called Bengal Soccer 7, go subscribe to it.
Yep, go check out Kid Croc's channel, Bengal Soccer 7. So hit that subscribe button, everybody. Hit that like button. Leave us a comment below. Cheers, and God bless.
Peace.